What do you think about the relations between African Americans and Africans at this particular moment?
Many people still think of the old relationship when Africa was colonized and African Americans were helping us to fight colonialism, providing scholarships for African students and so on.
It is nuanced. We can't say that it's a fraught relationship or it's a friendly relationship. We have to look at it. We have to break it down on the political level, at the state level. It's not particularly a very good relationship.
Like right now that we're having is power imbalances in terms of uhlobo abasibonga ngalo and how we view them, right? So, for instance, if I say there is an American in the room, we are born by South Africa because because the media has made it possible to be like that.
When African Americans go to West Africa, most of the time people refer to them as Oyinbo, which is white in English. So they kind of think they are, because America is white, so they think of them in that term.
I suspect it's more to do with our own inferiority complexes rather than that the African Americans are looking down on Africans.
People often speak of the tension between African and African Americans. No, we've been working together since the 1960s, the 1800s. You just don't know your history. African Americans are the same thing, where you're not in control of the narrative. You get misinformed, and so that is one of the things, is just understanding the history of us working together, not just focusing on the tension.
The United States has over 600 companies in South Africa, so the Americans know what they can, that Africa is a good partner to have. The young people have to understand there's huge amount of wealth in the African American population. There's a huge amount of skills in the African American population.
Once we kill that hierarchy of superiority complex and the inferiority complex, then we are on a way to think about how do we then collaborate in terms of businesses and everything.